Hi everyone, welcome back to Game Changers. This is episode number, I don't remember, but today we're going to be talking about merit scholarships, who gives them, how to qualify, and how to apply. So let's get started. So what are merit-based scholarships? Unlike need-based, merit-based scholarships do not necessarily need you to be of a certain income bracket in order to qualify. And these scholarships can be given on a repeated basis or one-time basis, ranging anywhere from $100 to a full ride. And that just depends on which ones you're applying to. So we're going to talk about who gives these scholarships. So colleges obviously oftentimes give merit scholarships. They're also referred to as competitive scholarships. The reason they're referred to as this is because typically they want you to meet certain qualifications that a lot of other students could be meeting. And we'll discuss those qualifications in a couple minutes. But right now I'm going to show you how to find these merit scholarships. I'm going to move that over. So because I've used Truman a lot, I'm going to go ahead and use Truman as an example again, and then I'll use another Missouri school just so we know how to navigate. So typically merit scholarships or any type of scholarships are going to be found in the financial aid section, which usually is going to either have its own little bar up here, or if you go to admission, you'll see the cost of financial aid. So we're going to press on that, and then we'll go to scholarships. And automatic scholarships, typically these are the need-based ones, and then competitive scholarships are the merit scholarships. So you're going to select that, and you're going to look at, these are the qualifications. So for this one, this is a very competitive one, top 3% of your class and top 3% on the ACT or SAT nationally. But as you go down, they'll be a little bit less competitive, or they'll have different qualifications. So let's say you aren't the best test taker, you don't have the greatest GPA. Well, down here, it's more about community engagement. And that's sort of difficult to measure, but we'll talk a little bit about how they can gauge your successes that way in a second. Oh, I'm going to show you one more school. So we'll go to Missouri State. So when we're looking at that, typically if you go to current students, you'll find financial aid. Typically, you're just going to want to look for the word financial aid. And now we see scholarships, who receives scholarships. So types of scholarships, incoming freshmen, I would go ahead and choose this one. And you have the automatic scholarships, which again is more like gonna just give you, it is a merit scholarship, but it's very streamlined. So it's just like your ACT and your cumulative GPA, and you get this amount of money based on which tier you meet. And then the competitive scholarships, which is merit scholarships. So the presidential one, which is a common name for like the best ones, you have this selection criteria, and you're going to get this amount of money, which is a lot. And also these types of competitive scholarships have a minimum that you need to be meeting each semester, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So we're going to go back here. So who else gives merit scholarships? Private organizations, so like clubs in your community, or just organizations in your community, churches. You also have government organizations, which sometimes provide merit scholarships. So how do you qualify? As you saw on the Missouri State page, sometimes it's just GPA and scores, or ACT or SAT scores, but also your athletic success could qualify you for certain types of merit scholarships. Your art success, so like music or like actual art, volunteering or community engagement, or being part of a certain demographic. So that means like you need to be, if you're part of a certain religious affiliation, if you're part of that, and then you meet this tier of academic success, you can receive this merit scholarship. Or if you are a first-generation college student and you meet this tier of athletic success, so varsity or whatever they're requiring, then you can qualify for this type of scholarship. So how to apply? Basically, you'll just go to your college or the outside organization, or just Google the scholarship, and you'll pull up their application. But sort of what's more important, or to always remember, is that you're probably going to need some recommendations for a lot of these scholarships. And so go ahead and talk to your teachers or counselors or community leaders you are engaged with, or coaches, and let them know you're going to be needing some recommendations. You'll need to get your transcript, which typically if you just email your guidance counselor, go to your guidance office, tell them, hey, I need to forward this transcript to this place. They'll help you with that. You'll need a resume, and we'll be submitting a video in the future about what resumes sort of look like when you're applying to college or applying to outside scholarships. And then you'll often fill out a few free response questions. And typically this can be like a couple hundred words, or some scholarships, especially the more competitive ones, will require you sort of submit like 1,000 or 1,500 word essay. And so something really important to remember is when you receive these scholarships, sometimes they're just given on like a one-time basis. Like, here is your one-time $1,000 that you can use for housing or the general cost of the school. But then other scholarships, and lots of college scholarships, the ones that colleges are giving you, they will repeatedly give you that scholarship on a semesterly basis. However, you need to make sure you're meeting their minimum requirements. So often, even if like you're on an athletic scholarship, even though it wasn't necessarily given for academics, they're going to require you to have a minimum GPA each semester. And the same goes for arts or academic scholarships. And then again, with the athletic scholarships, for example, some of them stipulate that you must stay an athlete all 4 years. And so that's just really important to keep in mind, that if you are like, I need a break, I can't focus on my academics, well, you might not be able to receive that money anymore. So that's something to do the research, talk to the scholarship committees or schools or organizations you're talking to figure out, what do I need to keep doing in order to keep receiving this money. I hope this answers any questions or vagueness you might not understand about merit-based scholarships. Merit-based scholarships are really important to look for, and especially if you aren't necessarily low income, so financial aid isn't going to cover it for you. And even if you are low income, as we've discussed in last week's video, financial aid often does not meet 100% need. And so a merit-based scholarship might meet that extra financial expectation the school has on you that your family cannot contribute. And so talking to your guidance counselors, asking, hey, do you have any resources that I can use to apply or look for other types of scholarships that I can use for college? I did that in high school, and I've gotten a couple outside scholarships that really helped me afford the school I go to today. And one of the organizations, the Missouri Masonic Society, which is really awesome. I didn't really know what it was when I applied to it, but then they ended up giving me a significant amount of money because of various stipulations I met, and therefore made going to Swarthmore much more affordable and feasible. Let me know if you have any questions below, and I will be attaching a couple outside scholarship websites where it's not necessarily linked to a specific college or organization, but you can sort of filter it to your needs. And I'll also be attaching some schools that like give the best merit-based scholarships, so you can have a look at those. All right, thank you, and I'll talk to you guys on Thursday.